January, now I was 25. I looked up burnout because I'm like, what's going on? And then eventually, everything led to autistic burnout, and I was like, what's that? So I'm just clicking around. I end up on a website where it's like one of those assessments, like, and it was like a sliding scale, like it was like, should you be concerned type of assessment. I'm a child. I'm a product of the WikiHow quizzes, okay? Like, there has never been a quiz that I won't take in my life. I love online quizzes. I love assessments, personality quizzes, all that kind of stuff. So, I didn't think that's enough, and I was like, oh, this is just a quiz I haven't taken. Let's see what this is about. And yeah, my results were devastating. Basically, they were like, you should get an assessment for autism. I cannot tell you how bad, like, it was like the floor dropped out from beneath me, and I was like, no. So, I just remember, my husband must have been at work. He was working night shift, still. Because I was up all freaking night on my laptop taking test after quiz, after assessment, after quiz, researching more quizzes, researching shit about autism, just watching, like, every quiz I took, I could not get an answer that was not, you are autistic. So, then I get on YouTube, I start watching videos by tons of great autistic creators. Like, I'm Autistic Now What? I found her channel, binged. I'm telling you, binged for days, like for 3 days. I was just like binging her videos. And then the Thought Spot, and I was just like, oh no. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I never been tore up by something so bad. I started going in my baby book. It was too much. It was too much coincidences happening. Things that I had found out, like I said, personality-wise, right? Of course, I took the Myers-Briggs test so many times. And my personality type is INFJ. Then fast forward a couple years, I'm finding out almost everybody with autism is INFJ, and just, autistic people usually look younger than their age, and it's a genetic reason, and just all this horrible stuff, right? Oh God. It's stressing me out just talking about this. But I remember being so torn up. Like, my husband and I, he was my boyfriend at the time. Of course, I didn't tell him none of this. he didn't know none of this was going on, or that, nothing about this. Because I was like, this is not happening. So, I remember we had just finished watching Split. Well, the movie was watching him eventually. I was watching it. But, the movie turned off, and I was just like, I remember I just laid, he was asleep, and I just like laid on his chest and just cried. Because I was like, this isn't happening. It's not that I thought he was gonna leave me or nothing, but I just was feeling horrible. And eventually he did find out, because I remember I was watching a video. I had to have told him one day, like, we was in the car and he was dropping me off, and I had to have told him because, well, one time I was watching one of, I'm autistic now, what? I was watching one of her videos, and he was like, she's autistic? I was like, yeah. And then, eventually he did find out, because we was sitting in the car one day, and he was realizing, like, how fucked up mentally I was getting over this. And so he was the one who suggested I should actually, like, seriously go to the doctor about this. So, oh my God, why do I feel like I want to cry? Maybe I'll clip this part out, and make it its own separate video of like how I found out I had autism. But yeah, I just feel like crying, because what? That's miserable. And then I'm watching all these videos, and everybody's all happy that they're finding out, like, oh, my whole life is getting pieced together. This makes so much sense. And now I can get the help I need and all this other stuff. I'm just thinking to myself, one, I'm thinking, okay, I got neglected so bad that nobody noticed this. Because it was, you know how it's supposed to be very difficult to get an autism assessment? Well, it was too much. It was like there was never any chance that I was a neurotypical person, like from the jump. So it was, that part of it was disgusting. It was like, okay, so this is glaringly obvious. I don't know. But yeah, I was not feeling happy. I was not feeling good about this. I went, I found a psychologist who specialized in like ADHD and autism. She said, but I guess she had only diagnosed ADHD. And if I had anything, I was like, no big deal. It's just ADHD. I was like, no. When I go to this doctor, she's definitely going to diagnose me with ADHD. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. I was feeling a little bit relieved, because at the doctor, she was like, those online tests, they played up. They want you to pay money, and that. I was like, yeah, you're right. But two of the test results really bothered me. I took some I did pay for, others was just free. I took the monotropism quiz, and I took the ASPE quiz. The ASPE quiz was very interesting, how it broke everything down. And I remember as I was taking that quiz, I was so confused at some of those questions. And I was thinking, this is a quiz unlike any I've ever taken in my life. I was constantly scrunching my face up like this. Some of the questions were like, why am I being asked this? Doesn't everybody do this? And I was kind of having like a re-meltdown. But I had been on Reddit for a couple years by that point, but I got back on there and started like following subreddits after I found out there was a whole like doll community on there. I'm a doll collector. I had been for about a year at that point. So I was like, oh my gosh, like there's other people posting their resales on here. I need to start following subreddits. So that's how that started. And then eventually I found, the autism subreddit. And people were posting like I found this post about like ASPE quiz results. And so, it's like out of 200. So I'm looking at people's result numbers. And that's when I started wondering, well, what would mine be? Like, how autistic am I compared to this subreddit? So, unfortunately, I got like a 154. So I was panicking. Not gonna lie, mental health was getting crazy. I was kind of getting suicidal. I remember I did self-harm again during this time. For sure, because I was, oh my God. So, I submitted to those results of the test to her. And then she ended up consulting with another doctor because I guess she never had someone like actually come in and have autism instead of ADHD. So she checked with another professional on it. And she also had me take the MBTI and those diagnostic tests. Oh my God. So my husband was taking me to these appointments. But when she gave me that packet where it's like, here are your results, and she left the room for a second. you know, I was devastated. And this is on the personality disorder side of it. I was devastated. But I wasn't gonna, she was gonna be back in 2 seconds. I wasn't gonna start crying right then. So I just kept my cool. It was just, obviously I still have it, like, but she was just like, yeah. I guess I was confused. That was just for her to do, just in general, but because she diagnosed me with autism. So, and her job was to write up a disability thing for me, where it says, like, this patient has this disability, so she needs these accommodations, you know. That kind of thing. So I thought she was going to diagnose me also, like, mentally. And when I talked to her about that, because my results were so inconclusive, I talked to her about that. I was like, well, in your professional opinion, though, what would you diagnose me with? She was like, borderline personality disorder. So I was like, of course I already knew a lot about it. I was like, oh, okay, the one personality disorder that is the hardest to treat with the worst stigma. That's awesome. That's great. Then you're laying an autism diagnosis on me. I want to die. So after that, my husband's outside waiting for me. I can't break in front of him. I mean, he was my boyfriend outside. I'm like, I can't break in front of him. I told him, I was like, yeah, she diagnosed me with autism. But, I was making light of the personality disorder in the packet. I was making light of that analysis. Oh my God, it's just 13 pages of you are a horrible sadist. And that's funny, right? Who's the real sadist in my life? Where would I get any sadistic tendencies from? So, that broke my spirit. I was like, oh, I am the problem in this relationship. He's cheating on me because I'm a horrible person, and we don't get along because I'm horrible. I'm overreacting all the time. I got BPD. I got all these problems. Every relationship problem is my fault. So that really kind of solidified it for me. And I got diagnosed officially in March.